point, but I also think it's a different. There's a bit of a difference in mentality as well from playing on EU and NA servers. I think there's a little bit of a mentality difference there between how a lot of people in EU approach the game versus how a lot of people approach it here. But we don't need to talk about that anymore. We got a game here. It's Mystery Org versus Spacestation Gaming, guys.
Okay, so they're going to play Coffin Dance composition, the Demon Hunter, Windwalker, and a Spacestation Gaming, which are pretty much the only team that play this. The Windwalker Elemental Shaman, definitely a unique matchup here, and Sidu going to get to debut on that Restoration Shaman again for us. Garecki's charging after. I'm going for that Hammer of Justice. Are they going to switch to Sidu? I feel like that's unlikely. Lobbing out a bit of damage onto Sam. Sam and Trill are actually going after the Paladin. He's really trying to cut this game short by going after the healer. Ring of Peace on the Ring of Peace, trying to deny Garecki's retreat. Chaos Nova Mana Rift strategy, so they're really trying to race this one to the finish. They don't want to get dampened by the Windwalker Elemental. Let's see if Trill can punish this, or if Chun-Li can punish this.
Yeah, we're going to see right now, but Sam is in a lightning lasso. Beautiful kick there by Trill to slow him down, and now he's got two metas on him. Smacks in. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? Chun with actually Trill with the leg sweep there, and now they get the feather option onto Garecki. Sam I am going for the mana rift, so it looks like they want to do like a mana rift based strategy. Sidu getting swapped to here by Chun. He's gonna leg sweep Sidu, and he might actually solo him here. Big damage, but it looks like Sidu might actually be fine here without having to use any cooldowns. He's just gonna be chilling in Ghost Wolf, and Chun knows that means he can't really do anything about it, so he's gonna swap off Sidu here, and Sidu is gonna be A-OK. Vitality Conduit comes out onto Trill, and it's basically just a slugfest right now. Sidu is getting a lot of pressure here, surprisingly, by Chun. I feel like if Smexing can connect onto him with one big Earthshock or something, Sidu could easily be in a lot of trouble there next leg sweep.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Chun-Li playing a build where he really does want to pressure down Sidu, playing the Tiger Eye Brew, playing double Lash of the Void, going to give him a big opportunity, but Trill taking some damage, forced to trinket out of the Lightning Lasso, and basically we got a split strategy. Sam I Am's just going to be sitting on Garecki, trying to get the mana rifts over and over, and Trill is just going to be trying to put out as much damage and survive, but now actually rolling over to Garecki. Maybe they found themselves an opportunity with no Gladiator's Medallion on Garecki right now. If we see Sam I Am and Trill connect, it could be really, really scary here for Garecki, especially Sidu throwing in some purges. Big pressure right now from Mystery Org. You can see Chun-Li and Garecki falling further and further behind, but a massive heal from Garecki. He tops himself off, but I feel like for Spacestation Gaming, the main thing they need to worry about right now is going to be that mana for Garecki.
I mean, the Smexen is probably the least likely target to die in the matchup, so splitting and landing mana rifts on Garecki can guarantee you a late game victory. Also, it makes it really awkward to use things like Sacrifice, because if he uses it on Chun-Li, then he's redirecting damage to himself that is just amplifying the pressure from Sam. So it's an interesting choice here. It could work out for them, but it's certainly not looking easy, at least while Smexen is having free reign. This Lightning Lasso connecting onto Sam. Big burst over here. Sidu just bombing and heals from the back line, stabilizing. Sam jumps in, stun Garecki into another mana rift likely here. Ring of Peace knocks him out of the mana rift. I don't know if that was on purpose there by Trill, but they're going to miss a mana rift timing. Even landing mana rifts, I feel like Garecki's not even losing mana. That's how powerful the mana regeneration is at the moment on Holy Paladins. You can't even burn the mana bar away from Garecki. Stunning Sam I Am as he overextended. Double stun here. Trill tries to turn it around with a double leg sweep, though. Beautiful counter engagement. They could net a Divine Shield, but that Ineffable Truth got Divine Protection back for Garecki into a Divine Favor, so he's looking A-OK. Sidu, on the other hand, is just running in Ghost Wolf, praying that it's enough healing. Vitality Conduit, but he's behind the pillar. Needs to get in line of sight of somebody to redirect the health. Getting to Sam here, but Conduit's now over, and Chun-Li has not given up. He is really going after Sidu. Oh my goodness, Ascendance, lay on hands, I guess. Sidu's back to full health there with that heal. Just in time. Maybe he knew he was fine the whole time. He just wanted to be greedy, but he does make a recovery nonetheless. Touch of Death now available for Chun-Li. Stormkeeper for Smexen. Let's see who they choose to combo those on.
What does Sidu's shirt say? World's
I think it's
best
World's
healer?
Worst Healer. I thought Cass bought it for him.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Repping, he has a different shirt every time. I really like the question marks he had last time. Full lightning lasso now onto Sea-Doo and his new shirt. Chun-Li trying to dig in here with the fists. Big knock there by Smacks and Chun-Do getting stopped by Trill. Nice double leg sweep. Sam I Am trying to burn Gorecki, but Gorecki actually trinkets out of the imprisonment, and Hammer of Justice. Gorecki is soloing Sam behind the pillar right now, but Sam is going to be able to recover with that Demon Hunter Leech, as he is in Metamorphosis right now. Sea-Doo is going to be taking a lot of damage from Chun. I really want to see the damage difference between these two monks. I feel like Chun has been just pumping this entire game so far. And Smaxton is dropping pretty low here, actually. They have a decent amount of pressure, but Sea-Doo caught up in the leg sweep. Hammer of Justice onto Sam. Lightning Lasso on Trill. Beautiful combo here by Spacestation Gaming. Sea-Doo gets paralyzed here onto his Aura Mastery, and now Trill rolls over trying to fist Chun. Chun is actually just going to redirect it. Offensive Karma, forcing Trill off him, so he gets even more uptime onto Sea-Doo. The beautiful Ring of Peace there. Chun is basically just on a solo mission, and Trill is taking so much damage here from Smexton. As a result, Smexton lands an instantaneous wind shear there as well. Touch of Death is thinking onto Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo, how are you going to respond? He drops the Astral, he drops the Earthen Wall Totem. He gets Spear Hand Strike, but he might just go down here. Chun getting peeled by Trill, but he does force out the Spiritling Totem. Chun, he's going to take that and run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be really happy with that. Sam I Am getting pressured down. Spacestation Gaming doing an excellent job. And the fact that Gorecki's getting mana rifted in this game and Sea-Doo is still tied on mana really just shows you how much pressure Spacestation Gaming is getting out. And I mean, right now, Trilly is a lot of his defensive's not necessarily the best option. It's certain that Chun-Li's just going to want to have to go after Sea-Doo as much as possible in this match. Lightning Lasso now on Sam I Am. Once again, Smexton just creating opportunities for his team, trying to get out pressure and make it really difficult for Sea-Doo to just sit in Ghost Wolf. That's really important. If Sea-Doo can just sit in Ghost Wolf, he's going to be sitting pretty. He's going to be happy. But if you have to actually heal the rest of his team, that's when it becomes really, really difficult to find that kind of balancing act. Gorecki right now, if he can escape and maybe go for a drink, I think it's going to be really unlikely. I think they're just going to go for pressure. I mean, if they can get the touch of, or if they can get the Karma from Trill, that would be massive. But Sea-Doo's still just going to get pressured down. Imprisonment on Gorecki. Sam I Am looking to land a mana rip once again, but Gorecki just trinkets out, wants to hold on to that precious blue bar as long as he possibly can.
All right, triple stun here, and finally the mana rift's starting to be noticeable here. 13% dampening. If Sam I Am can keep them up without going down, no Gladius Medallion, Karma trades for Trill. Defense is starting to crack on the side of Mystery Org as Sea-Doo tries to retreat desperately back to the pillar. Trill forces Chun-Li off. Crowd control on Sam, trying to set up for a drink, I believe, onto Gorecki. Is he going to be able to find the drink? Oh, the glaive toss bounces to Smexton and it hits Gorecki. Sam I Am in the Lightning Lasso with no trinket. Can they stay on target? Sea-Doo gets wind sheared. Huge Earth Shock. Blur. Oh, it might not be enough. Vitality Conduit comes in from Sea-Doo. Sam stays in the fight, but Gorecki got some mana back amidst all of that chaos, so they've still got a lot of mana rifts ahead of themselves. They want to try and burn that bar down to 0. Touch Death rolling for Chun-Li. Trill possibly in trouble. No Spiritling Totem. Sea-Doo's interrupted. Goes for the Ascendance. Desperately trying to recover. Lightning Lasso, is there an interrupt? No, but he pre-Fort Bruise. Sea-Doo gets stunned up on the Healing Wave. Smexton is still lobbing in Lava Burst looking for Hex. Is he going to be able to find it? Sea-Doo has to trinket Hex. He can't cast a single heal with Chun-Li sitting right next to him. This is getting difficult for him. Oh, instant kick by Chun-Li. Trill, he's forcing Chun-Li away, though. Back and forth between these Titans in Game 1.
Yeah, these two monks are just, I love watching these guys playing their mains, so to speak. And Sea-Doo still getting soloed pretty much by Chun. And finally, he's going to be forced off of that situation. That Earthen Wall Totem plus Trill, a little bit too dangerous. But now he's going to roll back in. Chun does have his Karma coming back up, so he's starting to feel a little confident. But he needs to be careful. He gets paralyzed here. Trill is looking to set up with a leg sweep. Doesn't find it right now. Hammer of Justice there. I think he got grounded there by Sea-Doo. What an amazing play there. And Gorecki now is going to get mana rifted. Trill taking a decent amount of damage. Sea-Doo's caught up in the paralyzed, forcing out the touch of Karma. Trill is actually going to kill off the Cap Totem right there to prevent Sea-Doo from getting stunned there, freeing him up out of CC. Trill's been playing great this game, but Chun is the one who has the Karma. Gorecki is getting 1v1 by Sam on the other side. And Gorecki has, I think, about 2 more mana rifts left in him. There's going to be 1. He's going to bubble it. He's going to tank it. Looks like he's going to tank it. So the next mana rift, he has to bubble it, or he's just going to be completely out of mana. And actually looks like Mystery Org could win, but might have jinxed them. Big leg sweep coming in. Sea-Doo is gonna use the Astral Shift. He's gonna survive there, but that was a close call. It looks like Mystery Orc might win here on mana, but I'm not sure here, Evan.
Oh, definitely. Gorecki forced to use the Divine Shield. Now, with no cooldowns left, Gorecki could be in a lot of trouble. 10 minutes into the game, Sea-Doo's going to be in some trouble. Gorecki's going to be in some trouble as sparks are flying. I mean, Chun-Li still just trying to go on a solo mission, although he's been forced off of Sea-Doo. I don't think Chun-Li can afford to just sit on Sea-Doo at this point of the game as he rolls over, puts the touch of Karma on Sea-Doo. He's going to be looking to burst him down. Is it going to be possible? Chun-Li trades out the touch of death. He trades out the touch of Karma. Sea-Doo does have the Spirit Link, but Darkness trades from Sam-I-Am. Big chain heal there by Sea-Doo will stabilize his team. They managed to hold on. That was Sam-I-Am's trinket as well, so Sam could be vulnerable if he overextends just a little bit too much. You can see Gorecki, if Sam's not on him, he's regenning quite a bit of mana. If he can sit down and drink at this point in the game, it is going to be massive for Spacestation.
I mean, it resets everything that they worked to accomplish, but he wasn't able to drink. Chun-Li getting bursted down. Fist of Turbo Fist there to dodge all the attacks. Double legs, huge whirling dragon punch onto 2 targets here. Sea-Doo still in crowd control. Big Stormkeeper hits onto Sam, swapping back over to Sea-Doo. Immediate swap off the Blur. Love the target swaps here from Spacestation Gaming in game 1. The pressure's on. Sea-Doo's entire team so low. Spirit Link's going to do nothing at this point. They drop the Earthen Wall. He gets thunderstormed out of it. Sam ducks back into its defense. Chain heal off to the side. He has to fake an interrupt, but he's getting crushed by the Earth Shocks. 1 healing surge into a chain heal. Sam is so low. These chain heals are so slow. Is he going to be able to keep it going? Another chain heal. Chun-Li now into his stun. Mystery Orc trying to set up some damage there, but Gorecki has regen so much mana. Imprison. He trinkets to go for Hammer of Justice. Bit of a cheeky play by Gorecki to trinket and imprison there for a DR Hammer of Justice. He might regret that. Fell Eruption Mana Rift here. Good combo. Ring of Peace bounces him back into the clutches. Trill's Touch of Death gets bopped off. Gorecki's on the run. Sam is low health. No Blur for 8 seconds. Spirit Link just available. So he's got that in the back pocket. Getting ready. 40% dampening here. Sam stunned behind the pillar. Lightning lasso on Sea-Doo. He trinkets, but it's not enough in time. And that's it. Sam's going to explode. Space Station Gaming take game 1.
Okay, I have some insider info. His shirt actually says "World's Okayest Healer."
Okay.
It was a birthday present from Cassie. But, you know. A game victory, though, for a game 1 victory for Space Station Gaming here in this best of 5 series. And that just looked like an all-around clean game on the side of Space Station's ego.
Well, there was a couple of close calls, but I think the way this game was close mainly was just due to the mana. It was kind of a battle of will Mystery Orc survive long enough to get Gorecki out of mana, or will Sea-Doo or Sam or somebody get blown up before that? And they made it pretty deep into dampening, but like I as much as I love watching Chuck on the Shaman, it just feels like he's always just pulling out miracle after miracle, trying to stay alive, And I'm just looking at Gorecki's frame. He's getting mana burned. He's getting stunned. Like he's using his divine favor. Like before the heal is even casted, he's already back on cooldown. I don't know. It just feels like they're playing. It's the difference is just too big between the healer class. I feel like if Sea-Doo goes on his Pally and they had the same matchup, I could see them winning it. But I don't know about the Shaman.
Yeah, moving into game number 2, Zigo wants him on his Pally on Sea-Doo. Do we want them to stick with Windwalker Demon Hunter?
I don't know what else to do. I mean, Mage Windwalker is what they've been playing a lot, but what's the matchup like into Ellie Windwalker? I feel like we never see that. So, do you want to take a matchup where you don't really know what the data says?
Or maybe they know what the data says.
See, look, Benruki's doing the same thing I do when I think, looking up at the ceiling.
They,
See, I'm not the only
I
one.
think it was against the Golden Guardians, right? I think it was the Golden Guardians that ended up playing Rogue Mage, right? Into Space Station Gaming. It was like a really long game where the Golden Guardians tried to dampen Space Station Gaming.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So I don't know if we have seen Windwalker Mage into Windwalker Ellie, but in my brain, it doesn't seem like it would be the worst matchup. I feel like it would be okay.
What I thought was crazy is I was watching Sea-Doo stream. I think maybe it was yesterday, might have been the day before. And he said, someone asked him what does he feel about this matchup, and he says, "Well, we've already been 3-0'd twice in the cup stages by Space Station Gaming, so I feel like they've got to figure out what they want to do in the matchup. The Demon Hunter Windwalker was an interesting curveball. I think it had potential, but I think it's going to end up being 9-0 if they don't find an answer.
9?
Pretty sure it'll be. They lost the last series and they lost the series before that to Space Station Gaming 3-0 both times, at least according to Sidu on his stream. So it'll be 9 wins in a row for Space Station Gaming against Mystery Org this year in the AWC at least.
Yeah, and Space Station Gaming, if we've looked at their games and their series over the course of the AWC Cups, as well as the series that they played so far in the circuit, this team is looking so strong. Their synergy is just on par. They have a pretty wide range of compositions here, Zico. But on their side, do we expect them to continue playing Windwalker Ellie? Did we like that choice from Space Station Gaming?
Yeah, I feel like it kind of feels like it's their most well-rounded comp when they're going in blind. That's what they like to run. If they look to Warlock, there are certain things that the enemy team can run that would just specifically counter that one Warlock. So I feel like go in Windwalker Ellie, and I don't know if they have practiced Windwalker Mage Pally. I feel like, I mean, we saw them last week when they completely dumpstered Charlotte Phoenix. If we see them turn up like that, I could see Mr. Org just walking away with the series.
I saw one guy in chat, just all caps, the bear. What are the situations? I don't think we expect it in this
Bears
series. Do we think we'll ever see the Thug Bears super team?
Bears are hibernating.
No, the conservation officers the conservation officers came in. The Bears are all safely transported into the hills, and nobody's gonna have to deal with them anymore. There's no more guardian druids.
Wallabear's off in the nature, taking pictures of him somewhere. So nobody, come on, he's taking pictures.
I know.
Nobody understand my reference?
I think Wallabear is the only one who actually doesn't play bear.
It's kind of true.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't like it. He doesn't like people play it.
For that being like his sort of his thing, he doesn't. You're right. It's a good point.
It should have been Wallacat.
Wallakitty.
Yeah, why not? He's always in
Kitty
cat
sounds
form
kinda
playing
weird.
Feral Druid.
Walla meow.
That's true.
Wallabite.
I don't know. What do we think? What do we think Mystery Warrior is gonna do? I mean, Space Station Gaming seems like this is their new Rogue Mage. This is their new Mage Lock. The Elemental Shaman, Windwalker Monk, Paladin. It seems extremely well-rounded. It seems to do well into basically everything. I mean, I think in this round robin that they've only been playing this. We haven't seen Thugonomics tagged in one time. So at this point, I don't expect them to really change ever. But we shall see. Looks like they are going to be going with the same matchup. So I think the smaller map, Hook Point, is going to make it much more difficult for Gorecki to escape. At the same time, it can be kind of a double-edged sword because I feel like Gorecki, I don't even know if he got a drink in that game. The one nice thing about the big map is Gorecki can at least bait Sam I Am really far away, and then he can get swapped to. On the smaller map, it's not going to be as possible. So I think for Mystery Org, this map should set up nicely, but they definitely have to be careful for Sea-Doo. I think Sea-Doo could be in trouble as well as Sam. Honestly, all three of them could go down, but I think the big setups on Sam when he has no trinket or Sea-Doo just getting trained is going to be the big pressure points here for Mystery Org.
On the side of Space Station Gaming, then, how are we going to see them do here on Hook Point? What is Mystery Org's strat going to be against Space Station Gaming? How are they going to set up that kill, or at least try to set up that kill?
Protect the Paladin.
Mana Rift. Yeah, I think they're gonna Mana Rift. There's 3 options. Option number 1, Mana Rift Paladin, hit DPS. Option number 2, run at the Paladin, just full gas paddle, try to kill him. And option number 3 is go Windwalker and try to buff his karma and one-shot him that way.
All right, well, we'll see soon if they manage to pull it off here on Hook Point. It is Space Station Gaming versus Mystery Org. Mystery Org trying to tie it up here in game number 2.
All right, let's see if they can protect Gorecki here. Nice little stat score here for the team of Space Station Gaming. Gorecki being a flexible healer and switching to like what is in demand in any given meta has been very important for Space Station Gaming to have the consistent success that they've had in the North American region. And having flexibility as a healer is going to be super important if you ultimately want to be the champion of North America or the champion of Europe. So Space Station Gaming looked solid in game 1. They didn't get thrown off by the curveball, but Mystery Org, they're going to throw it again on a much smaller map, which could be much more difficult for Gorecki. I'd like to see Sea-Doo as a part of the fight and push towards Gorecki as well to purge Divine Favor, but they're getting intercepted. Oh, that triple Chaos Nova just shut down everything Gorecki was going for. He's still trying to go for it, but Sea-Doo's max ranging the Hammer of Justice. Gorecki finally gets in range. I'd love to see a Hex out of this Hammer of Justice. Doesn't look like it. Oh, Blinding Light. Interesting choice of talents here by Gorecki. Hex. Is anyone going to stop it? Samayam stops the Hex. They enable Sea-Doo. They're going to go for the Imprison Mana Rift. Chun-Li's going after Sea-Doo. I guess this is the danger. It's going to be a healer race. Which healer can handle the pressure? Whoa! Okay, dude. Ascendance is literally laying on hands. Like, what?
Yeah.
That was a pretty fat heal.
What?
What was that, like 85% of his HP or something? One global. Definitely pretty okay healer from the world's okayest healer. We're going to see... I don't know, it looked like they wanted to run down Gorecki, but it looked like they're having second thoughts after that like near-death experience that Sea-Doo just had. So I'm not sure. I think they're going to go for Chun here maybe, and just look to Mana Rift Gorecki, maybe have Samayam try to harass him. Probably a similar strategy to what we saw. Oh, never mind, they're going for the healer race. Here we go. They're both going to connect onto Gorecki. Mana Rift connect. Freedom needs to get purged out though. Sea-Doo is not going to get it. Oh, triple leg sweep. That is not good. Sea-Doo now getting completely destroyed here. Smexing doesn't have the lightning lasso, though. Unfortunately, couldn't get that one out there. And Sea-Doo's going to respond with the Vitality Conduit. Looks like Mystery Org is going to be A-okay for now. But again, Samayam is kind of low, and Sea-Doo is on his own behind the pillar. No one to Spirit Link here. Astral Shift comes out. He's in Ghost Wolf. He's just praying that it's going to be enough. Trill is there. I think it's going to be enough. Wow.
Maybe? I don't know what this damage is from Chun-Li right now. I'm trying to check to see if he's playing Gushing Wounds or something, but this damage has been absolutely unreal on Sea-Doo. Just like Gath lands. I mean, Sea-Doo's got the Spirit Link totem. He gets knocked away by Chun-Li, not allowing him to go behind the pillar and in Smexon's line of sight. Great job there by Chun-Li. So much pressure on Sea-Doo in this match. At the same time, Gorecki under fire, but it seems like he's going to be just fine. Sea-Doo does have his trinket. He's got the Spirit Link totem, so there's still cooldowns here for Mystery Org to work with, but oh man, this small map has made it really, really difficult. The one thing that's nice for Sea-Doo is, although there's been lots of moments in the game where he gets low, look at his mana. He hasn't used any of it just yet, so as long as this trend continues, Gorecki will eventually go out of mana. Potentially, if Sea-Doo can hold on into a leg sweep once again, it's going to be a trinket into a Hammer of Justice. He gets the Spirit Link totem down, smacks it at the same time. He's forced to trinket. Sacrifice trades by Gorecki, and both these teams are playing so aggressive here in game number 2.
I mean, Sea-Doo's got Earthen. He pre-Earthens the lasso. They have to Darkness as well. Things are unraveling here for Mystery Org in terms of cooldown. Sam needs to land every single Mana Rift every single time. Otherwise, this team's going to have no shot here. They're pushing for Divine Shield. Can they stay on target? Can they force Gorecki's hand? He's got Avenger Wrath coming up in 1 second. He's got it. Holy Avenger, big combo of cooldowns. No way they're going to kill him through it. They imprison it to land a Mana Rift. Once again, Samayam needs 100% accuracy. He lands that one. Now needing to land the next one on the stun. Smexon getting low from Trill. Sea-Doo trying to avoid the fight here, realizing, you know what, I've only got Astral Shift, no Gladiator's Medallion. I need to stay away from Chun-Li. Chun-Li switching back to Trill and Sam out in midfield, trying to scare them away from Gorecki, potentially setting up a drink. There's another Fell Eruption Mana Rift. Every single Mana Rift has to land. Another one in a row landed here for Sam. Gorecki almost tapped on mana. Damage onto Smexon. Good pressure here. And Mystery Org are experimenting. They really didn't pressure Smexon much in the first game. This time around, trying to throw Space Station Gaming for a loop.
Ooh, let's see. Gorecki, he's about to get Mana Rifted one more time here soon. You see Sam's keeping tabs on him. And now Lightning Lash coming out from Smexon. They don't have an interrupt for it. Smexon actually stunned both members there from the Mystery Org. And here we go. Mana Rift. Sea-Doo chilling in his Ghost Wolf. Chilling in his Earthen Wall Totem. And his team has so much pressure. They're so far ahead that now Sea-Doo on that Shaman can go in, get the purges, get the wind shear there onto Chun-Li as well, and start dealing out the damage, start keeping his teammates topped off, and just basically cruise control at this point, man.
Definitely look at Gorecki. He's in so much trouble. He's got no mana. He does have some cooldowns he can work with. Sea-Doo, he just needs to hold on. He's got his trinket. Who are they going to go after? They're actually going after Smexen now, as Gorecki, with no mana left, I mean, as long as they can prevent his drinks and just go after Smexen, go after Chun-Li, that's going to be the most difficult situation for Gorecki to really come back in. Gorecki trying to get out of combat, sitting down for just a moment, but they deny it. There's going to be no drinking on Hook Point, and that's exactly why Mystery Org went with this map. Where are the openings right now for Space Station Gaming? I mean, they are on the clock so bad. Who can they really take down? Everyone has cooldowns. Samayam has his trinket. I would say Samayam is probably the most vulnerable right now. Touch of Death is rolling. Spear Hand Strike on Sidu. Immediate Ascendance. Wants to keep his team nice and healthy, as Mystery Org is looking to close out this game with Gorecki completely tapped on mana. He's actually regen so much mana. Samayam not being on Gorecki could potentially be a huge mistake. Just being off him for such a short period of time has allowed him to regenerate some mana, and I think Space Station Gaming, they're not completely out of it yet, although things are looking dicey.
I wish they held that stun. The Mana Rift wasn't off cooldown. That would have been the last of Gorecki's mana if they waited, but they didn't want to give up a triple stun. Sidu tries to fake out the wind shear. Smexen doesn't fall for it. Sidu has to line of sight wind shear. Drestigath drops onto Smexen. Hitting Smexen, though, it's been developing a lot more momentum here on Hook Point. Sam gets stunned as he tries to push onto Gorecki. He doesn't want to throw the game, so he's sitting in the crowd control. Smexen has to trade Astral Shift. Trill is really taking it to Smexen right now. Gorecki has absolutely no mana left. Stunned into another Mana Rift. That could be it for Smexen if Sam connects. Huge wind shear by Sidu under Gorecki's heal. They need to stop every single heal. The Paralyzed denies it for a few more seconds. Stun over onto Smexen. He trinkets out. Stun over onto Gorecki. He's got no mana left in the tank. He has to defensively Blinding Light just to stall the game for even a moment longer, doing everything in his power. But there's so much defense available for Mystery Org. All they have to do is just keep rampaging the damage towards Space Station, and they should be able to take game 2.
Yeah, and Smexen right now is Touch of Death on him. Gorecki is in an imprisonment. Fist of Fury coming in. Nice Blessing of Protection. Only way he could survive there. He buffed off the Touch of Death. He got a massive heal. Sidu was quick to purge it off. Sidu with the nice preemptive Vitality Conduit. He trinkets into the Lightning Lasso. Gorecki, good call here though. He has no defense whatsoever. Divine Protection, Divine Steed. He's running around. He's trying to line up sight Chun. He's trying to just do anything he can here to get a couple of heals here, and Chun is going to get a Vivify onto him, and now he's going to go back into the fray. Smexen though super low. He has the sacrifice, and that is why Gorecki has prioritized healing himself. He's going to have to use it very, very soon. If he gets stunned into a sacrifice, he gets stunned into an imprisonment, that's just going to be it. Where's the sacrifice? And he finally gets it off in the nick of time. And Smexen super low here, getting 0 heals with the sacrifice. And I don't know how he's going to survive. Divine Favor comes in with the wings, and it's a big hit. And all of a sudden, they force out the darkness there onto Sidu. And somehow, some way, Space Station Gaming are just showing signs of life. I don't know how Gorecki's done it.
I don't know how either. Chun-Li using the Touch of Karma, really the last line of defense. The Blinding Light comes in. Who are they going after? They get the double stun. There's no way. Who are they going to take down? Big hit of damage on Samayam. Sidu's still in crowd control, but Sam manages to survive, getting off the blur. And I mean, there's no way Space Station Gaming can still be in this game. Gorecki he actually has recovered so much mana. He has Divine Shield rotating back up. He is caught into an imprisonment right now. This could easily be the Divine Shield. They will trade just to keep Smexen and Chun-Li nice and healthy. Trill still a big pressure point here. I mean, Sidu with no trinket might have to preemptively Spirit Link the next go if he wants to keep his team alive.
If Space Station Gaming win this, it's a huge morale crusher for Mystery Org. They've got no mana left. They're in crowd control. Smexen's on the run. Goes for a stone form. Tries to reduce some amount of pressure here. Stun onto Gorecki. Another mana rift. He does mana rift it. Everybody is low health. How on earth, Gorecki, Holy Avenger, trying to make it through here with nothing left. They've got a 7-second window if they can crowd control Sidu. He pre-earthen walls. Smexen, there's no way, right? Trill just closes out with Drestigath. They are not going to let this victory slip through their fingers. And finally, putting a point against Space Station Gaming this year, Mystery Org look to turn the tables.
Mystery Org now tied up 1-1 versus Space Station Gaming on game number 2 here. We're going to a game 3. Now it's going to be Space Station Gaming's map choice here. What was the difference? What was the major difference here on the side of Mystery Org, Zico, between game 1 and game 2? How were they able to pull off that victory?
I think it was just that swing when Trill and Sam were actually able to sit on Gorecki for a while, and Sidu was just completely fine. He was just sitting back, kind of tanking. At that moment, Gorecki just had super low mana, and Sidu had so high mana from just being tunneled, because if you're trying out as a shaman, there's a bunch of talents and Azurite traits that makes your Ghost Wolf basically heal you a lot when you're in it. And so Cedar can just sit in Ghost Wolf and basically have free healing on himself, not using any mana, while his DPS are just healing themselves up. Whereas Gorek is just getting spam mana burned, and Smek's in. He doesn't have that much like leech or something like that, so he has to waste a lot of mana just healing, and that's the big turning point.
I feel like they stayed alive for a really long time there at the end, considering how Gorecki was.
They've got the practice
yeah.
against Cloud9 and dampening. They know how to work with nothing for a long time.
Yep. Yeah, well played by those guys. Now we are tied up 1-1, and as I said, Spacestation Gaming will be choosing the map here. Is Mystery Org gonna be able to continue that for game 3 and put this on 2-1 as the score, or is Spacestation going to pull ahead here? What do you think here, Ben? What do you think Spacestation Gaming's move is now?
I think Spacestation Gaming will just play. I really think we're going to see this same matchup play out for every single one of these games, and I think it could just end up coming down to winning on the blind pick, winning on the Grand Arena. We'll go to a small map, we'll go to a large map, we'll go to a small map, we'll go to a large map, and if it plays out like that, I feel like Spacestation Gaming should have the edge. So I think for Mystery Org, if they do want to win this series, they need to somehow pick up a victory on one of those large maps. If they can't do that, I don't think they can win. But I mean, game number 1 didn't even look that bad for them, honestly. The most difficult thing is Gorecki is just so slippery. And I think the peels that came in from his team allowed him to recover mana and made it much more difficult for Sam to actually land those mana rifts, something he was able to consistently get on hook point. So I think the map is a huge factor in this series.
Mm-hmm. If it's a huge factor, then and Spacestation Gaming is now their choice here, what do you want to see them lock in, Zico?
Probably Ashermans.
Okay. What's that going to do for them? How is that going to be advantageous on the side of Spacestation?
I think it's just going to make it a lot easier. Like, if we think about the Nagrand game, the reason why Trill weren't able to actually do that, or sorry, Sam wasn't able to do that much, mana rifting. Okay, they went even bigger. I mean, that's fine as well. But the reason why is because Gorecki would be on the opposite side of Sea-Doo, and if Sam would go behind the pillar there, he would be an exposed target. He would be a target that even Gorecki sometimes trinketed, just Hammer of Justice, and then just did a bunch of damage to. And things like that really add up in terms of pressure. And especially if he's just overextended and, Chan has his port behind a pillar, or, Smexen is in range of a lightning lasso, they can just global him the way they killed Sam in that first game. And setting up a situation like that on a small map is pretty much impossible compared to, Tolvir or Ashermains.
And we went to about 20% dampening in that last game there. If we expect this game to end at about the same time here, Supatis, is there a team that sort of is weaker once we get further into dampening in this matchup?
It's probably even. I feel like there's self-sustain on all of the members of this game. So like the Expel Harm for the Windwalker gets weaker, the Leech healing from the Demon Hunter gets weaker, some of the Purge healing from Smex and the Healing Surges get weaker. Wouldn't say it's necessarily dampening would be heavily favored to either side. Maybe Spacestation Gaming, because they have range damage, so they can do damage while running away. So maybe like a slight edge to Spacestation Gaming. That's why they go for the bigger maps. I'm curious if they lose this, if they'll bring Thugonomics in, because I'm thinking if you run Windwalker Destro, how do you mana rift the Paladin and leave a Destro open? I feel like it's not going to be good news. So I would like to see that.
Switch their comp then off of a Demon Hunter?
I know. I think. Well, I don't know what Mr. Org will do if they lose, but I think if Chun-Li's team loses, that they should consider trying Thugonomics.
We saw. Was it Coffin Dance that 3-0'd Mage Lock by just one-tapping the lock with this comp? I think this comp is pretty good at killing locks, actually. But, I don't know. I think the most important thing is when you get like deep in damp, it's if the Pally isn't mana rifted, and he's 5% mana, I think they're going to be in a pretty good spot because of what you said with the range damage. Smexton's going to be able to avoid taking damage and just kill people.
Space Station Gaming 17% win rate here on Tolvaron. This was their map choice. This is the map that they decided to pick as they did lose that last game.
I feel like every single one of those losses is against
Yep.
Cloud9.
Yeah, that's why I was
That win rate is
Well,
not
hopefully-
relevant to this, I think.
Hopefully they'll do better than here against Mystery Org. What's Space Station Gaming's strategy then here? If it doesn't really matter for their composition and where into dampening is, it's not really their win condition, then what are they going to try and set up here, Ben, for a win?
I mean, for Space Station Gaming, if they're playing the same composition, I would expect that, number one, they'll make more swaps on Sam. If Sam is chasing Gorecki behind these large pillars and he gets caught into a hammer of justice or something like that, then they can kind of roll over, Chun-Li maybe even have his Transcendence behind a pillar, and that would be an opportunity to make a big setup onto Sam, and also just going to create a lot of distance. I feel like Sea-Doo is going to have to follow Sam-I-Am across the map, and if Gorecki is constantly just running circles and changing pillars, Sea-Doo might get left behind, and that's when either Sam or Sea-Doo can get isolated, and you can really take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, game should be starting shortly here. Is a big factor of it then, I mean, we saw Gore run out of mana in that last game there. Is it really just a huge factor for them, Space Station Gaming, preventing the Demon Hunter from being able to mana rift on top of Gorecki, Zico?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the reason why they were able to do it is because Mystery Org were just playing on that smaller map. It's a lot easier to just go in, reach Gorecki, and get the mana rift, and then go back and not really expose yourself too much if you're the Demon Hunter. But again, on this map, Gorecki is going to stay really far back. He's just going to focus on healing. If Sam overextends, trying to mana rift him, he's just going to hodge him, and they're going to do a bunch of damage to him, and he's going to be forced to run back. And they're just going to play it nice and slow, and they're going to be able to avoid most of that situation.
All right, well, it's tied up 1-1. Space Station Gaming versus Mystery Org on Tolvaron Arena.
All right. I feel like this is like a rare occurrence. There's no mage, no warlock, no rogue. I just felt like it was worth noting just how unique these compositions are going into each other. Even though the meta was kind of like established, there's still teams playing some off-brand compositions. Sam-I-Am already landing a mana rift right off the bat here. Ring of Peace to knock him back into Trill's clutches on the Avenging Wrath. If they can crowd control it, nice imprison timing to secure another mana rift. And they're actually going after Sea-Doo, even on Tolvaron. I would have thought that they would want some pressure on Sam to deny these mana rifts, but it seems like they still want to kill Sea-Doo. Gorecki's moving in on top of Sea-Doo for a Hammer of Justice. Is he going to just flop to Chun-Li here? Not enough damage, not nearly enough damage to crack Sea-Doo. Vitality Conduit going to stabilize. Double stun. Love the mana rifts here from Sam so far. 100% land rate at the moment. Trill's going after Smexen, and the split strategy of Trill on Smexen, Sam on Gorecki feels way better than what they were doing in game one.
Yeah, it's been working out well for them so far, but he's landed every mana rift, but Gorecki's still at full mana. Feels like, oh, there is another one landed. Hey, here we go. Big combo here with the Dressed as well. Gorecki's going to have to heal himself back up from this. Might just have to bubble here, actually. Gets a big heal. Did he pre-Voodoo Totem that? Or, like, what was that? I'm pretty sure he did pre-Voodoo Totem that. But Smexing now taking a lot of damage. Trill is there. Sam is there with the mana rift. He's going to combo it with the imprisonment, and he's going to land it. And Gorecki is going to be able to stabilize Smexen in that situation. But still, Sam, he can't go behind the pillar here. And you see Sea-Doo is forced to leave the other side of the map and move closer towards Gorecki in case Sam wants to go in there and start using those mana rifts. So Sea-Doo, he has to position all the time to be close enough to Gorecki so that his teammates can go and do what they need to do here, but he needs to be far away so that he's not just going to get one-shotted by Chun and Smexen. So playing a very delicate game here. Big leg sweep onto Sam, getting nice pressure, but Vitality Conduit is going to say no to that. Trill now taking a lot of damage behind the pillar, and that's something Trill and Sam are going to have to do a great job not overextending when they can't in this matchup, because I can definitely see Mystery Org just getting randomly one-shotted because someone went behind the pillar. And Sea-Doo, paralyzed. Gorecki.
At the same time, Gorecki taking. Oh, they actually get the Divine Shield. That's big. That's big. That was his Avenging Wrath and Divine Shield. So Big victory there for Mystery Org. Good job by Sam-I-Am as well as Trill, able to get that big cooldown. But the thing is, it's a race against the clock for the reset of those cooldowns. So Gurecki still has a lot of tools left to work with. His mana's not too bad in this position. And honestly, I feel like he should go for a drink right now if he can. Unfortunately, not going to do that. He's just going to go for the heals onto Chun-Li and Smexen and try to take advantage of his Avenging Wrath the best he can. Now full stun onto Sam-I-Am. Still has his trinket. Can they burst him through it? Doesn't look like they will be able to. Earthen Wall Totem going to be dropping that down by Sea-Doo to keep Sam-I-Am nice and healthy and deny a lot of that incoming damage. Trill with the Flying Serpent Kick rolls over to Gurecki and gets caught in a Hammer of Justice. So that's another nice thing about this map is Gurecki can land these Hammer of Justice that Sea-Doo is not in range to dispel, giving him a little bit of moment to breathe. But as I say that, Sam-I-Am and Trill are all over him. Ring of Peace denies the Ring of Peace, and Gurecki is just getting absolutely beaten on. He needs to get out of line of sight of Sea-Doo. If he uses Blessing and Protection and gets purged, that could just be the game.
Ooh, Sea-Doo can't get there. The Blessing of Protection is getting a lot of value on Gurecki, but even still not able to top himself, finally, with Avenging Wrath. I mean, this map was supposed to be heavily favored to Spacestation Gaming. It does not feel like it's favored at all for them here. If Mystery Org can continue to stay on target, Leg Sweep mana, if Gurecki trinkets to dodge it, he needs to preserve his mana as much as possible. Sam-I-Am in the leg sweep. Big punish on a Sam here. Sea-Doo needs to get in position. He's ready. He gets the Vitality Conduit. Sam should be stable with that. Sam's just trying to cross midfield here. They need to stop the drink. Sea-Doo's got totems that can snipe around the corner, so on that Shaman, he should be able to prevent the drinks. Chun-Li gets swapped to for a moment. They're going after Smexen, really trying to keep Gurecki on his toes, then immediately charging back to Gurecki. Chun-Li's trying to keep Sam away. Sea-Doo needs to roll up as well to make sure Sam can stay aggressive. Double Fellow Eruption. Beautiful Chaos Nova. Lightning Lasso on Trill, trying to buy time. Smexen gets blasted by the Drestigath. Sea-Doo gets crunched by an Earth Shock, but he's already at the pillar. He's looking okay. Cleave onto Chun and Smexen. Gurecki needs to heal 2 targets with very little mana left in the tank here. Only 10 seconds until dampening, and this is the best we've seen Mystery Org against Spacestation Gaming this year. I mean, this was supposed to be their best map. It's starting to fall apart. Sam-I-Am gets punished for pushing in too deep. That's going to cost Mystery Org 2 Gladiators medallions. If they're in that situation again, it could be a KO.
Yeah, they're in checkmate position. They overlap both of their trinkets, so that means preemptive usage, preemptive Vitality Conduits. Maybe we don't even have time for that. Big swap to Gurecki here, and they're going to go after Smexen. Gurecki using that Blessing of Protection to get away, but Smexen now taking huge damage. The Paralyze comes out from Trill, and there's the Stormkeeper. No kick available for it, so Smexen is going to have a decent amount of damage here to return fire with, but still, Sea-Doo, he has so much mana to work with. He gets wind sheared there by Smexen. He needs to be careful. Chun wants to roll over and kick him. Chun doesn't land it though, still has it available. He's just zoning Sea-Doo from actually healing, but Sea-Doo doesn't actually need to heal. He's just going to go for healing himself. Both of his mana is just completely recovered from that, Riptide healing from the Leech, and now they're looking to get aggressive once again onto Smexen. Gurecki at 5% or so mana. If Sam can get there and land one final mana rift, that is going to be the game. Gurecki's trying to sneak away for a drink, but look at Sea-Doo. He knows he's going to drop a totem around the corner to keep him in combat. They know all they need to do is just make sure that they keep the gas pedal down, and they will walk away with this on the side of Mystery Org.
These mana rifts really coming in clutch here for Sam, but Sam caught into a leg sweep. Preemptive Earthen Wall Totem once again. Sea-Doo reading Chun-Li like a book there. Really nicely done. And unfortunately for Chun-Li, won't be able to utilize that leg sweep to its full potential. Gurecki once again going to be crossing the map as he does use his Gladiator's Medallion. Paralyzed now on Sea-Doo, kind of leaving him behind. And Trill and Sam have to be careful. They don't want to get too overextended without Sea-Doo leaving him behind. Sam actually taking a huge hit of damage. Sea-Doo actually getting interrupted. This is looking good for Spacestation Gaming. As long as Sam can recover, though, and get back to Gurecki, this could easily be the Divine Shield. Chun-Li dropping a Ring of Peace and also just throwing in some heals, now creating some opportunities onto Sea-Doo as he gets lower. That's the Astral Shift. And Sea-Doo is slowly getting more and more vulnerable in the matchup. At the same time, Gurecki eats a huge Drestigath, and that is going to be his Divine Shield. And right now, Mystery Org, they got to be feeling good. Gurecki essentially has no cooldowns to keep himself alive. He's almost completely tapped on mana. Sam gets him in an imprisonment and might be able to just close it out with this Fell Eruption. Touch of Death coming in from Trill. If that Touch of Death explodes, it could just be lights out for Gurecki. Chun-Li trying to throw in some off heals, but it doesn't look like it is going to be enough. And Mystery Org, even on the biggest map in the pool, they do manage to claim a game number 3 against Spacestation Gaming, and they are actually up in this series, and things are looking good for them.
Yeah, well done by Mystery Org, pulling off that second victory. Now 2-1, finding themselves on match point for this upcoming game here. Space Station Gaming just falling a little bit. Mystery Org looking super solid for these last 2 games, Sutis.
Yeah, I mean, just train the Paladin. We've seen, like, if there was a weakness for the Paladin, running at it with a couple of set comps definitely is one of them. But still a weakness that takes pretty deep dampening to even pull off. So I wouldn't count Space Station Gaming out of this. I'm just curious where they're going to go. Is Gurecki going to play a different healer? Maybe one that's less susceptible to Mana Rift? Which one would be less susceptible? Like a Shaman? Maybe they cleave them back? They could mirror. Do you think that this ever get... I feel like there's no way. Does this ever actually get to the point where they mirror Thugonomics, Demon Hunter, Gurecki, Shaman? That would be... I would like to see it, but...
I think...
they could.
As much as I love Thug, I think if he goes in any way, shape, or form in this matchup, Space Station Gaming will lose. I think the classes he plays, they're not going to allow them to win. I think they could swap healer, or they could... What about Warrior Windwalker? Do you guys think Warrior Windwalker beats Demon Hunter Windwalker? Because they have that. That's a good option. Like Warrior Windwalker Holy Pala?
Yeah, I think the one problem with that is even if it works, let's just imagine a scenario where they do lock that in and it works in game number 4. Going into game number 5, we know Mez can play the Frost Death Knight. We've kind of seen how that plays out earlier on in the day. So I think Space Station Gaming, they're in a rough spot right now. It didn't seem like the big map really worked out for them super well. It kind of feels like they need a composition change, though. It seems like if Mystery Org, they play correctly and they're rotating their defensive cooldowns right, it's just a matter of time before they win. So I think this was a great pick by Mystery Org and Space Station Gaming. They're going to have to figure something out. And I don't know. I do agree with you, Zigo. I don't know if Thugonomics coming in a mirror match. I don't know if they've been practicing that. Maybe it would look good, but I'm not sure how much Gurecki's been playing the Shaman. Thugonomics has been playing the Demon Hunter. It's an option. I just don't know if it's a great option.
Is there anything that they can do within their composition on the side of Space Station Gaming to prevent Gurecki from getting Mana Rift so hard?
They would have to save Lightning Lasso for every time Gurecki is stunned, and then stun Sam without Trill stopping it. Or they'd have Chun-Li go after Sam and use Paralyze or Leg Sweep, and he has to... You basically stun the Demon Hunter when the Demon Hunter stuns your healer, because Mana Rift is on global, so the stun costs the global, and then you have to Mana Rift on global, so there's like a 1 global period of time where you can crowd control the Demon Hunter. If they stop every single one of those, then yeah, Gurecki's going to have full mana, and then maybe they can win in dampening. Downside is if Chun-Li comes back to stop that, he's standing on top of Gurecki getting AoE'd. Oh, Thugonomics is going to... Why Paladin, though? If this is just a healer, I mean... Okay. Do I get half a point for that? I thought they were going to mirror. I get half a point? Okay.
I'll allow it.
I would say you get half a point,
No.
definitely.
Sounds fair.
I would actually
Okay,
give you a full point, honestly. I'm not against a full point.
All right.
Do we give him
Myself.
full points?
We'll give you a point, Sid. You deserved it.
Thank you.
But what do we think about this comp here from Space Station Gaming? Thug going on the Demon Hunter, Gurecki staying, being on that Holy Paladin. Ven, any comment on this from Space Station?
So this is, when I think about this matchup and I look at these two healers, I would say I think Gurecki is going to be able to stay alive. I'm not sure. I think Gurecki should be able to stay alive longer. If it turns into just a healer race, I think Gurecki might be able to stay alive longer, maybe. I think. I feel like for Space Station Gaming, their strategy is not going to be getting C2 out of mana. It's going to be just outright taking him down. So I think we're going to see a very aggressive Space Station Gaming, try to just take down C2 and stun lock combos, maybe even go after Trill. That's the one nice thing with Paladin is you have the Blessing of Protection to just remove the Touch of Karma from Trill. You can see this stat card here for the Thugonomics. How much Demon Hunter has he played so far? Not too much, so I'm really hoping that he is well practiced on it.
I know it's at max level on live. I know it is at max level on live.
There's no question. I mean, there was a period in time where Thugonomics was an excellent Demon Hunter. He probably still is, but this might be desperation. This might be something that they actually have well rehearsed, and I think we're really going to be able to tell going into game number 4 how that plays out. And I will say it is nice to see Thugonomics come in this matchup.
I mean, look at that pose. That is a man that knows what he's doing. That is a man that says, I can play Demon Hunter even if it's been a while that I've played it in a tournament. What, Super Tees?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Jeez.
You know what?
What?
I love how Super Tees, he's the one that's like, yeah, we got to see a mirror match.
And then when they get it, I'm like, I don't know.
And then when it happens, he's like, yeah, I don't know. This is not looking good. What is that? We're taking away your half point.
Just rolling back.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't it the full point?
I was more like...
You know what?
No,
I'm taking
he's
away
back
the whole
down
point.
to a half point.
I'm pretty sure that pose was taken when he played Thugbear, so that's why I was like, I don't know if the pose sells.
Doesn't matter, man. It's Thugonomics. That guy is a legend. Absolutely strong player. The whole roster on Spacestation Gaming absolutely stacked, as well as Mystery Org. These are two incredible teams. I feel like we're going to go to a Game 5. This is going to be difficult for both of these teams, and I'm really excited for Spacestation Gaming for this upcoming match. I feel like they could for sure tie it up here, Zico.
I don't know. Kind of reeks of desperation, that comp. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they practiced in a single game.
All right. Okay. No.
I think.
You think
they have the
Trill and
composition up.
Sam practiced it a lot? I feel like we haven't
Yes,
seen Trill or
actually,
Sam
I
play
do.
this.
I think
Yeah,
they
they
watched
have.
the EU games during the coffin dance, and they were like, wait, we could be dancing with that coffin. I do think they have practiced it, but I do think Spacestation Gaming has one advantage, which is the Holy Paladin, of course, over the Shaman.
Yep, Gorecki on the Holy Paladin, super strong in this series. It is 2-1 Mystery Org versus Space Station Gaming on Ashamains.
Okay, Sea-Doo already looking for a Hex. Interrupted immediately. Thugonomics is stunning Sea-Doo. See, is he playing Mana Rift? It's not around that. I don't think he is. Sea-Doo already has to wall the first stun of the game. Trying to rotate through those cooldowns maybe to try and keep up with the Holy Paladin counterpart if this just turns into a Zug healer race. Sea-Doo's trying to chase down Gorecki. I guess they got a point to work with. I don't blame them. Just put all your interrupts and purges into Gorecki, dogpile on top, and try and rush this game down, but it's going to be really hard. I say it's going to be really hard, and Sea-Doo's literally healing in Coastal of AFK, basically, but...
He's shrugging his shoulders.
It's going to be really hard. Vitality Conduit. Nice rotation of cooldowns so far for Sea-Doo here. But he's going to be running pretty thin in a second.
Yeah, so far it's looking pretty good for Mystery Orb, but they did use the Earthenwall Totem, they did use the Astral Shift. Sea-Doo has already used a fair amount of his cooldowns, and so far they haven't forced anything other than a trigger from Gorecki. He gets that fatty Divine Favor off right there. And look at Gorecki, he's got this Divine Protection coming back off CD. I mean, this man is just chilling. He's got cooldowns for days, and I'm gonna be honest, for Sea-Doo, it's not looking great. Touch of Karma is out. He doesn't have anything. He has his trinket if he gets stunned, but honestly, he might just have to Spirit Link damage soon. He's taking so much damage here. The Ring of Peace is blocking him, and they need to try to get something on the top. Oh, nice totem there by Sea-Doo. But it roots him up behind the pillar, but still, Sea-Doo's in massive trouble and knows it. Gets in range for the Vitality Conduit, and that should be enough to stabilize him for now, but it's still very scary here, man.
Oh, they imprison the Vitality Conduit into a full Hammer of Justice. Sea-Doo Astral Shift is rotating back up for him, but Earthenwall does drop. That might be enough for Sea-Doo to hold on, but keep in mind, he's already used his Ascendance, so Spearling Totem going to be that big last line of defense. I guess the Astral Shift is going to be nice too, whereas for Gorecki, the Divine Shield is feeling a lot safer. If they could force the Divine Shield, that would be absolutely massive. Let's see if they can do it. Gorecki trying to hold on the best he can. This could be the bubble. Is he going to have to use it? Sea-Doo in the meantime, Astral Shift trades out. He has to Trinket Spirit Link, and all of a sudden Sea-Doo has nothing. Gorecki's going to be using that immunity, that invulnerability, and this is where that Paladin versus Shaman is really going to start mattering. I mean, Sea-Doo, he literally has nothing. He has no Trinket, no Astral Shift, no anything. So I feel like if Chun-Li and Thugonomics can have uptime, this is the touch of death. Sea-Doo could be in a world of trouble.
Oh, full Hammer of Justice. Triple leg sweep in reverse. Huge push by Trill here
Chun-Li!
to close the series out. Darkness on a sliver of health. Just enough time to connect the sacrifice. Now they're rushing down Gorecki. No Divine Shield. If they purge off that bop, it is lights out for Gorecki, and Mystery Org will be able to best Space Station Gaming for the first time this year in a series. Can they stay on target here? They still got Darkness as an option. Gorecki not going to have that luxury. Blessing of Protection, can they purge it off? Sidu is trying to get there downtown. Ring of Peace into the spam purges. There's nothing for Gorecki. Chun-Li protects him with the Ring of Peace. Gorecki tries to slip into the corner, trying to find any opportunity, but there's 3 interrupts just breathing down his neck right now. Is he going to be able to avoid all 3 interrupts? His Avenging Wrath comes up in 1. He goes for the Avenging Wrath. Big Holy Shocks coming in off to the side, trying to get up to full health without being interrupted. Gets clotheslined by the Chaos Nova. Drastic Wrath, Mana Rift. Now Sidu potentially in trouble. No Trinket, looking for a cheeky Hex. Full Hex on the Thugonomics. No way out. That could have just bought more than enough time to close this out. Sidu gets a Purge. He gets the Purge Wind Shear. Gorecki is on the ropes, barely staying alive. Into the Paralyzed. Buying time for Sam to reconnect, but Gorecki has managed to bring himself back into the fight. Back to full health, and as I say that, into another full stun, bops it, purged off on the bop. Sidu is all over Gorecki.
Yeah, Gorecki just got another...
Sam!
Sam getting 1 shot at here, but he does get the Vitality Conduit. He's going to be able to stabilize there as Gorecki gets another big proc there from the Ineffable Truth, and he is going to have another bop to respond because of that, and also another Divine Favor right there. Now they need to kill him. This is the only window. Divine Protection is there. Everybody on Mr. Org is dogpiling onto Gorecki. They land the Mana Rift. Thug is a frog. Can they do it? Trill is building up his damage here. Gorecki getting dressed at here. Full Hammer of Justice, but Gorecki once again gets the Avenging Wrath, and that means he is also going to have his bubble most likely rotating back up. And I don't see Gorecki dying anytime soon, so what is the verdict here on mana? It looks like the Shaman team is winning in terms of mana, so at this point, keep pressuring everybody as much as you can, and try to mana rift Gorecki if you're on Mystery Orb.
Does look like there will be a Hammer of Justice onto Sidu. Is there damage to follow it up? He's in Ghost Wolf and should be okay. Trill's going to be chasing down Gorecki right now. Samayam trying to reconnect as well. It's been really difficult for Samayam to actually stay on target in this match. Paralyzed comes in. Double leg sweep by Trill. Very nicely done. Gorecki gets out of the stun, and it looks like he will be okay. Sidu taking quite a bit of damage once again. Chun-Li with the Storm Earth and Fire. Big Fist of Fury. Sidu's going to be on the run, but a double Chaos Nova coming in from Thugonomics, showing that he is here to play and stay on that Demon Hunter. Things aren't looking too bad here for Space Station Gaming. Gorecki has his Trinket, he has Sacrifice, he has Divine Shield. He's got everything he needs to survive. We're at 3% dampening right now, and as dampening ramps up, both these healers are going to start really struggling in a matchup like this.
All right, let's see if they can keep it up here. Can't believe it's been 5.5 minutes. So intense. Gorecki with no Divine Shield for another minute. Double stun onto Sam, trying to punish the overextension. Sidu gets in position, drops the earthen wall right before the Hammer of Justice. That's going to be solid defense here. They're still gunning down Gorecki. Sidu stays bolstered up in the earthen wall, chasing down Gorecki with the Ride the Wind, trying to get those purges on some critical heals and Blessing of Protection. Ring of Peace knocks Trill, but he rolls back to the opposite side. Double Chaos Nova, securing another Mana Rift, denying the Avenging Wrath into a triple leg sweep, really continuously chaining the stuns, trying to deny all of the heals. Gorecki just has had 3 interrupts on him basically the entire game, and he's navigated it for 6 minutes now at this point. Only 40% remaining mana. They're trying to punish Sam for overextending. They get the double stun. They get the dress, and they don't kill. I 1% again. Both these teams so lucky to even be alive after moments like that. Sidu and Sam clutch it out, but it was a moment of panic. They overlapped Spirit Link and Darkness, so now they're working with pretty little for a situation like that in the future, and they're going to still continue to chase down Gorecki despite it.
Gorecki has 1 Blessing of Protection. That is it. That is his full defensive arsenal. If they can force it out, purge it, maybe they can run him down, but they don't have a lot of time. Earthen Wall Totem is down. Chun goes for the Touch of Death. Sam has no cooldowns for a little bit. He's going to have the Blur coming back up in 25 seconds, and that was the Touch of Death big hit right there. Sam going for the Mana Rift, but he gets stunned on it. I don't think he actually got it off right there. And this is what we were talking about a little bit in the pregame. When Sam stuns, you stun Sam, you stop the Mana Rift, and very, very nicely done there by Space Station Gaming, able to shut that down. You get a full Hex here onto Thug, and both teams are kind of slowing down a little bit. Chun actually used his Karma there, so he's going to be a very exposed target. And I do believe Gorecki is actually sitting down for a drink right now. If Gorecki can get that drink, it's going to be massive, but Sidu does stop it by just charging at him, and all that pressure onto Chun as well. I think Chun is actually a pretty juicy target, but they do have 2 Blessing of Protection for Space Station Gaming, so still anybody's game here, Van.
Oh, there's no question about it. Chun-Li getting pressured down, and maybe the DPS are going to become better targets in the match. Chun-Li has been very aggressive in this match with his Touch of Karma, just trying to redirect that damage, and that might end up biting him in this matchup. 20% dampening, Gorecki's forced to trade the sacrifice, and now Chun-Li is incredibly vulnerable. He's got nothing, and if he keeps getting trained, he might actually go down. Full stun now onto Sam. He's got no trinket. Can they burst him down? Looks like CD has more than enough defense to keep him alive. One Dress to Gath is going to be landing, but the Earthen Wall Totem, such a powerful Shaman defensive cooldown. Definitely one of the nice things Shamans have going for them. If you get that down, preemptive on damage, it is going to help soak up a lot of it. Mana Rift looking to land on 2 Gorecki. Uses the Divine Steed across the map. Mana still in favor of Mystery Org in this matchup. Still anyone's match here, Sid.
All right, let's see if they can keep it up here. Double stun on Sam, double stun. Huge Restogat drop once again. No blur for 8. Sea-Doo bombing in massive heals in the backline to sustain through all of that burst. They're trying to get back onto Gorecki, and despite landing so many mana rifts, he's still got a tiny bit of mana. Hammer Justice on Sea-Doo. Is he really going to try and sit through this? He's falling behind. Trill as well. They're going after Gorecki. Divine Protection stunned again on the Divine Protection. It seems like that might have been a bit unnecessary, but they're really trying to put Gorecki behind. Sea-Doo now the target for Space Station Gaming. Ring of Peace pins Gorecki against the wall. He doesn't even seem to really care. Imprison. Oh, but they imprisoned Sam to stop the Mana Rift. Nice denial by Thugonomics there. Buying a couple more seconds on the clock for their team. Double leg sweep here by Chun-Li. Pushing forward, trying to power down Mystery Orb. But guess what? Darkness, Spirit Link Totem, they're back and available. The Ride the Wind to connect over onto Gorecki. Sea-Doo hexing up Thugonomics potentially. Gorecki stun locked. Likely the Divine Shield here. I almost would have rather he used Divine Shield to avoid Mana Rift. He's going to have to use it anyway, managing to at least stabilize, but he's basically praying to N'Zoth and that ineffable truth to get these cooldowns back again. And otherwise, he's going to be in dire straits. And Sea-Doo gets clotheslined, huge pressure. Trinket Astral Shift, Vitality Conduit, the entire team getting decimated. I can't wait to see the scoreboard after this in a matchup like this. Who was top dog on damage? Gorecki stunned up into another Mana Rift, working with a sliver of it, but his Avenging Wrath is available again. He gets interrupted on the heel. If they can keep kicking him, Sea-Doo's right on top of him, getting ready for the wind shear. Ring of Peace bounces into the open. He turns around, tries to hightail it away from Sea-Doo. They paralyze Gorecki to buy time. They're going for Hex. They paralyze to stop Hex. Gorecki line of sights. Sea-Doo in a stun. Thugonomics Chun-Li all over Sea-Doo right now. Deep into dampening. Is he going to trade the Spirit Link? They trade Darkness to recover, but Sea-Doo's stuck in the open in the darkness. He can't chase down Gorecki. Gorecki gets stunned up, but he ran back to Sea-Doo. He has to trinket out of the Fell Eruption, avoid the Mana Rift. He has to deal with so many interrupts right now. He's in his half-yard stun. He's got nothing. Oh, Bop! The Purge! Where's the Purge? They purge off the Bop. They just need to stay on top of Gorecki here. Finish and close this out. Nice interrupt with that wind shear. Disrupt is still available. Sam needs to land the kick. They can't purge it in time. Where's the kick? Gorecki fakes out the disrupt. He's on 10%, faking out multiple interrupts here at 35% dampening with no mana left. And Avenging Wrath just came up. Gorecki clutches out a Holy Shock. He gets paralyzed. They're just trying to crowd control the Avenging Wrath as long as they can. Your Fell Eruption. Can they close it out in the Fell Eruption? Mana Rift. Oh, beautiful Chaos Nova follow-up. Nice cleanup. Mystery Org take their first series of the year against Space Station Gaming.
Well done by Mystery Org. They certainly needed that victory. They have managed to take down Space Station Gaming, an absolute powerhouse on the North American side in the AWC here. And they just played that series so cleanly, Zico.
Absolutely insane series. Both teams, so many times where somebody could have easily gone down.
Yeah.
Wow, that was so close, back and forth. And I gotta say something, because about Mystery Org, you know, Trill was actually the main Demon Hunter on that roster. And when I heard that Sam was picking up the Demon Hunter, I was like, bro, what? That makes no sense. But the fact that he did has actually been very helpful for their success. And I think it's nice that Trill gets to focus on his Windwalker, and they play Windwalker Mage. They have Sam multiclassing more. I think Mystery Org, they really needed this win because they don't have the most amount of wins in the standings, and this is one of their toughest teams. So the fact that they're able to win here, it's gonna, you know, help, because I think they who did upset them? It was like Turtle, right? I think that upset them and beat them. So I think this kind of